Hello, my friend. I hope you are well and full of positive energy and smile whenever you are. In the previous session, you got known with the attributes of forms and label for ID, and we designed a simple form like this together. In this session, we enter to W3 School website and open the HTML input types chapter in the HTML section. See here, it has listed for us explained all types of input in detail. And the first line explained that the default value and type attribute is text. If we just write the input and do not specify its type, it will be considered as text by default. See, if we just write a simple input, we can write text inside this box because it is text by default. Here it's an example for input type of text, and like the example we used in the previous session, it has an ID for label and ID for the inputs that we learned about the previous part. And the next input is password that we learned about the previous part 16, which is displayed as a circle or a star. It's displayed as a circle. Let's go down. The input type submit, which we met in the previous session, which defines a button to send the data to the form handler. Now explain what form handler is. Again, here is an example that writes an attribute called action here, called action for the form, which we specify here where the form information should be sent for processing, which is for backend work. So the action attribute is for what page to send the information for processing. The next type is reset, which is button for resetting the form. That is, if the user enters the form page for the first time and before writing there are a default value that I give to input with the value attribute, which if value don't write, it has no value. And when we enter a series of value into the input and press the reset button, all the new values will be raised and the default value will be given to them. For example, in this first name is John and last name is Do. I erase the John, I write my name Mahdiye, and when I click on reset button, see, the default value will be given to it. The next input type is radio, which allows the user to select only one. For example, we tell the user choose only one of your interests. In this case, I use radio buttons. Now I selected HTML. If I click on CSS, the HTML is cleared. And if I click on JS, the CSS is cleared. Check the code and the name attributes of all three is the same. The name of all is the same. Fab language and Fab language. That the name of tree is written by Fab language. So if we are going to have only one choice between several choices, we use the radio button. The next input is the checkbox, which is similar to the radio button, except the user has the right to choose several options at the same time. For example, I can choose I have a bike, I have a car, I have a boat. I can choose all of them. That is, the user can select one option, not at all, or select several options. We can say checkbox is used when user can select multiple options. For example, the user can choose several languages such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript at the same time. That is, he chooses as many as he likes, and the syntax is as follows. Their names are not BSA, but in the radio button the user can choose only one option and their names are the same. It means that the number of attributes must be the same. The next input type is the button, which is used to define the button, and in this example it says that when the button is clicked in JavaScript, here the text hello world will be displayed. Friends, we have reviewed some of the important types of inputs, and I will explain about onClick in the JavaScript training course. There are other types of inputs, such as input type color is used for input fields that should contain a color. So input type is date is used for the input field that should contain a date. Input type email is used for input fields that should contain an email address. Or input type image define an image as a submit button. Or input type file for file uploaded. Input type file for file uploads. If you have any question about them, you can ask me in the comment or email. And please practice the training items and share this HTML tutorial with friends who are interested in web development. And stay tuned for the next course, which is CSS. Have a nice day. Bye bye.